Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vanilla Garden of Judgment. Last time we beat a housewife to death. I'm gonna leave it at that because it's actually a bit funny. So, without further ado, let's get back into it.
You're not supposed to beat women to death. No. I chose it because I thought it was bad. The first time I had seen her, she had been extremely thin. She was mostly expressionless and smiled rarely. Perhaps she had been sickly. She took a lot of time off from school. She'd been in the same art club as I was, but we weren't particularly close. We barely talked. Her pretty face was directed outside the classroom window. She was expressionless, as a doll. Gorgeous green Psycho? Better fucking not be. I was always following her with my eyes. Get the gasoline away from here. We hadn't spoken, or had any involvement with each other. I only looked at her and admired her. Wait one damn second. Her paintings were always dark. It was a world devoid of all light. I thought that those paintings wouldn't get accepted by anything else. There was something in the darkness that drew me powerfully. Not everyone could paint what she did. She was painting a reality that everyone wanted to look away from. She might not have wanted anyone's evaluation in the first place. This is supposed to be a self-insert character, I gotta say. Charon, I forget your actual name. No, I mean, that's not the reality. Perhaps the value she found in art was to paint her emotions on the canvas. Every time I saw that melancholy look on her face, I wanted to know more. What was she thinking? How did she see this world? And then the day finally came. The classroom was colored in sunset. If you throw yourself out that window, I swear to God. The classroom was colored in sunset, yeah. When I came back to the classroom to retrieve something I had forgotten, I found her standing by the windowsill. If I fell, what happened? Have you ever heard of gravity, bitch? She whispered this while looking out the glass. Splat! She didn't even look at me. Did she know I was there? Unless she has the perception of a corpse, I'd assume so. Or was she talking to herself? Couldn't know if it was that, or that she was talking to me. But was she even talking to me? Who she barely exchanged words with? It could have been that she was talking to herself, but I still gave her a reply. You'd be literal. If I could die like that, things would be easier. I mean, yeah, doing nothing is easier than doing something, I'll give you that. She cut me off just like that. She might not have wanted to have a conversation. She shouldn't have started it. She turned around and continued talking. I realized she wasn't ignoring me. Have you thought of this, Shiro? Shivu? Another rue. They're all rues. About the world when you're no longer in it. I think there was a game about that. She knew my name. I couldn't hide my surprise that she knew my name, even if we were in this club. Okay, you're not in some sort of paradise research club, are you? Because there's a blonde-headed bitch you gotta just stay the fuck away from. I'd feel safer with Jeffrey Dahmer than that dude. Had he taken an interest in me as well? Or was it some coincidence? That was how I met her. Yay! After that, we began to talk to each other more. She was expressionless as always. She rarely showed any emotion. Her words, too, were neutral, and she didn't show whether she was sad or happy, or what she looked like when smiling. I wanted to see her smile. Each day, that desire grew stronger. Did I like her in that way? I surely had a crush on her at this point. When I asked her on a date, despite looking like she didn't want to, she agreed. I thought she forced herself to come, but I somehow saw her expression as somewhat happy. Despite being expressionless, she might have had an interest in romance. Romance? Oh ho ho. Why did you invite someone like me, Shiru? I'm negative. No smile. And I'm no fun to be around. I think it's something funny to say. Turns out I'm not that funny of a guy. I wonder why. Probably because I found it fun to talk to her. If it was only with her, I could have so much fun talking about our interests. Fun? You think it's fun to be around me? Yeah, if we could talk about Fallout or something. I got it. It'd still be fun to be around then. The girl whispered this and tucked in her chin. I remember that happy face of hers didn't leave my head for days. I thought it was a surprise for her to make such an expression. I remember that, English. Please. No. It's like 2-2. I thought something must have been troubling her. That was as far as I thought at that point. I had taken it lightly. I hadn't realized the full weight of the burden she'd held. I thought that the reason she didn't show no reaction and barely smiled was because she was cool-headed. I decided on her personality just like that. Question, how long has it been? Great CG, 48 minutes. I'm gonna have to cut this in half. It was a spring day. I finally confessed to her that I liked her, that I wanted to go out with her, using words you could find anywhere, without thinking of her feelings. Sorry. It was then I realized how lightly I took things. The shocking truth had left her lips. According to her, she lost her mother and was being raised by her father. She was being... This happens way too goddamn often. She was being forced into sex slavery by her father. This has happened like twice before. Her father was unemployed. Her household was being supported entirely by the money she'd earned. Okay, so we have Psycho who did it. I'm trying to think of the other person. There was two. Oh, actually 2 psychos, now that I think about it. Although I guess Purple Psycho was more of a just a regular ass prostitute. But the pink one, the unlucky one, that's what she was being forced into. I remember that. And her one hobby, art, supported only by the allowance she received. Allowance. Yet all the money was hers. People who bought her sexual favors would be her father's acquaintances or friends. She would be touched, licked, photographed, and raped by whoever. Goddamn! Both her pride and personhood was being infringed on. Her patience had gone to waste, as that father had gambled away most of the earnings. He'd thrown away all the efforts he'd expended trying to hold herself together. Have you thought about burning his house down? It worked for the last person. Her family was soon neck deep in debt. Even as she sacrificed her out, holding it all in, over and over and over every day, she wouldn't be able to leave the prison she was in. That was the reason she always painted dark things. There was no light. It was a matter of course she'd lose her emotions. Of course she would stop smiling. I couldn't believe she spent her days having to please clients rather than enjoying her youth. I didn't want to think about that. I didn't want to, but I couldn't. It was a reality that you shouldn't look away from. That day we held hands for the first time. That day she looked happy. I had no idea she was being forced to spend time with strange men. You know, a lighter works. It worked for the one girl. Actually, no, it didn't. Now that I think about it, that's what forced her into the trade. Never mind. Gross, isn't it? It's normal to think that way. I mean, I think that the most. There's no person out here who could love this filthy body. This world isn't kind enough to allow someone to go uncovered in dirt and trash, Actually, it did work for another psycho, but she did have dev abilities. Now think about it. Still, honestly, the purple one, I'm referencing the purple one who turned back time that one time. It would be awesome to get a standalone game like that, like a Doki Doki style shit. I think Sharon could pull it off. Especially with Sharon making more games recently. What's wrong? Don't say that. I didn't want to say that. I was just sad for her. You don't like it either, do you? It'd be one nasty joke to sleep with someone as filthy as me. It hurt to hear that come from her lips. The edge of her words weren't directed at me, and yet it wasn't me who was suffering, and yet she was so important to me. I couldn't stand looking at her when she was like that. Maybe I'm supposed to die. You shouldn't see him anymore. I mean, it caused you so much pain. I think you should give up. Your tears are proof. I suddenly realized I was crying. I wasn't disillusioned by her, that wasn't it. The tears weren't that. I was just in pain to hear her horrible circumstances. I held her in my arms gently. Shiru. I'm here. I'll always be here. Cap. I would save her. Cap. Damn it. It's the wheel. If I mess with the wheel even slightly, he does that. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but it is Cap. My grandpa died 2 years ago. He was always full of life. When I came over in the summer, we'd play games together. I couldn't believe someone who was a picture of vigor could go and die. There were so many things in life that were hard to believe. Each of these how-tos were proof that we were mere specks on this planet. This was the last clear sky summer. Damn, what the fuck happened? It's of this summer. The sun was pounding down on me. Heat overwhelming. The sound of cicadas were burned into my ears. I remembered what my grandpa told me then. How's Akio doing, Shiru? Grandpa let out a breath after a sip of tea. Akio was my mother's name. She was always busy and would hardly come home as of late. I wonder if Grandpa was worried too. She's real stubborn, that girl is. If she don't change her mind, she's not honest. Might take after me. She don't come by when I want her to either. No news, good news. I hope so anyhow. I wonder if he was lonely. I was thinking something carefree like that. Maybe this was Grandpa's last summer. Somehow, I think I knew that. Our family's all middle class. We got a normal upbringing and we got all we needed. Every last one of us have gone by old age. Well, probably since we ain't got any misfortune coming our way. Let me change that shit. I know it's gonna happen. Never say never. That's what I think, Sonny. Someone in pain might be coming your way. When that time comes, Shiro, you ought to protect her. What a kind-hearted Sharon character. This must be a dream. Finally understood what he meant. This must have been my fate. I changed little by little since meeting her. Step by step, but with certainty. I didn't see her smile, but I felt the words she used with me grow gentler. The thorns in her heart, one by one, began to fall. She was opening herself up to me. I knew that much. I rented out a house as soon as we graduated high school. As I'd been working part-time, I had the money to pay right away. The truth was, I had games and comics I wanted to buy, but I would do anything for the girl of my dreams. Perhaps I wished to save her enough that I'd lost any of my own desires. I wanted to save her from the darkness as soon as possible. I want to live in this house with you. I told her this, and despite looking terribly surprised, she nodded. It was a one-room with little space. It was the most I could do at that point, yet, even if so little, her presence made it home. When I earned enough, we could move to a bigger house. The future contained endless possibility. Our futures were bright. She could do what she wanted. I could finally save her. I could save her from her unbalanced upbringing. Isn't that right, Grandpa? Thus, our life together began. and nothing bad happened. Our time together was peaceful. It was average, but no accidents or happenings either. What? That was all we needed. I wouldn't get bored of that. There were always new things to discover. The days passed. Things were fresh, as if we were waiting on a clean piece of paper each time. I could see the peace grow in her expression. Yeah, she's so damn peaceful. One second. Maybe thumbnail material, since this is going to be split up into multiple videos. In case you don't know, this is one long-ass video. I'm probably going to cut it up. Yet the time to be enjoyed was short. The abyss she'd held into would occasionally overflow. A heart that's been hurt as deeply as hers wouldn't be easy to fix, would it? She would sometimes get attacks in the night. She would spill tears down her cheeks, sobbing. Seeing her in such pain, I would remember the depth of her pain at being hurt by not only her father, but many unknown men. The endless despair that had taken root in her. It took a while for those who were hurt to recover. I don't want to die. I was powerless. I patted her shaking back, holding her small body close to me. I could only do this. It was painful to watch. I nearly cried too, hearing her broken screams. I held it back and comforted her. I don't want to die. Look at him. Thanks for ruining this, me. Thanks for fucking that. Don't die. I'm right here. It's my fault. Once I do end up hitting, well, not of a once, much more of an if. If I hit if I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll stop cursing like a sailor. Not that I curse like a sailor, I just curse a lot. I just say fucking bitch a lot, shit a lot. That's about it. That's the extent of it. I'm not really creative. Except for witch bitch. I like to witch bitch. It wasn't your fault. You were just born into strange circumstances. Sorry. I'm so sorry for making you hurt. I was fine. I was alright. I was just wishing for your happiness. You'll do fine. There was already light blooming in you. You only need to realize that. You only need to allow yourself to be happy. You just need to make many happy memories from here on out. We had all the time in the world. There's nothing stopping us. I wanted to see her smile. That was my motivation. Oh, fuck. The sun had long sunk over her eyes, and the two of us, hand in hand, we watched the stars in the sky. Gorgeous, isn't it, Shiva? What did I reply in return back then? Yeah, they are. That's pretty much what I'd said. I was happy to see her eyes sparkle with joy. While looking at the twinkling lights the sky adorned, she had said it to me. As she'd been stuck inside for a while, I brought her to the fireworks festival in the neighborhood. The sky was conveniently cloudless, and the fireworks ballooned right in the sky. I hadn't seen the show in a while. It was much prettier than in my memories. Most of all, I was happy to hold hands with my love for watching the show. The fireworks shone for a moment and then disappeared into the night sky. It was fun today, Shivu. Thanks for taking me here. It really made me feel better. I'd like to come back next year. With you. Would we be able to go? We'll be able to go, won't we? There's that awkward smile again. Sorry, it's my fault. But I'm alright. I'll hopefully be able to let you smile normal again. I wondered, was there something wrong with my smile? I believed that this happiness would go on forever. I thought I would be okay with any obstacles that came our way if I was with her. What was this unease? I felt that if I looked away, she would disappear in a puff of air. I thought that she would leave my side. She didn't bleed out. Oh my god. It was a little while after that we'd begun to live together. My love, sitting across me at the table, curdled lips happily. It was the first time I'd seen her smile. I don't need time to pass. I don't need a future either. I just need this moment. I feel happy right now. For sure. She said that and left a thin flower vase on the table. Oh, vase, depends. There was a single white flower in it. It filled the room with a sweet aroma in an instant. It was a small, cute flower. I wonder what kind it was. It's a vanilla flower. Isn't it cute? Ah, yes. Classic chair with the flower symbolism, though there isn't much symbolism to vanilla. She smiled while pouring her favorite sweet milk tea into a mug. Well, symbolism changes sometimes. Sometimes it's a kaleidoscope. Sometimes it's coffee. I decided to use to decorate on a whim. So if I go away, you won't be sad. I didn't know what she had meant at first. I didn't know what had brought her to choose that flower either. A man like me who's never cared much about flowers wouldn't notice the feeling behind a flower and its meaning. Would you be lonely if I went away, Shivu? What was she saying? Don't say something ominous like that. You see, I believe that if we were to separate, these happy days would be here to stay. That the memories of being loved would always stay with us. What the? That's not what happens. Ask any divorcee that kind of shit, and they'll probably kill you. I don't know. I don't know many divorcees, but I know that they aren't exactly happy. It was as if you knew you'd go away. Please remember this, Shivu. No matter what happens, I love you. From the bottom of my heart. Even if I go someplace, that won't change. After all, my love is like this vanilla's white flower. It's everlasting. Ha! I would grab that hand before it left me. The hand that was so delicate, tightly. I wouldn't let go. After all, my love was everlasting. I won't allow it. Of course I wouldn't. A sudden jeer caused me and my love to shrink back. She raised her voice, slamming the desk. An overwhelming fear began to root itself to the back of my mind. It was as if we had done something bad and were being scolded. As if we were being told that our happy days together were a mistake. It's your fault, you filthy woman. You made my son do this. This was my mother's mean-spirited outburst, directed at my love. Not me, but her. She hadn't hit her, but her words went enough to cut into her heart. You can't even think of what my son must be going through. I know my son best. I had him in my stomach for months. I have the right to decide how he spends his future. Now you had 18 years to do that shit. Aren't you just trying to get money out of him? You wasted money, so you persuaded my boy, didn't you? I can't hand out my son to someone filthy and damaged like you. Don't take away my boy's future. I wanted to object, but I couldn't say a thing. It was as if my words got stuck in my throat and it hurt. Why? If I didn't say something now, everything would fall apart. I learned how painful it was to have my future denied. This is what my love had experienced up till now. She reached the pinnacle of what it was like to have yourself denied. She listened silently to my mother's words. She didn't cry nor look offended. She was expressionless. She had returned to looking like an emotionless doll, the same as when I met. Goddamn. Even me nailed it like this, she didn't flutter her eyelashes once. That painful expression was burned deep into my memory. How did my mother's words reverberate in her mind? She must have been hurt. There must have been nothing but pain. She must have been in pain. We couldn't reach a conclusion, so my love and I left the house. My mother didn't stop yelling until we left. I held in my tears until time after time as we walked. My mother didn't accept us. She didn't accept our future, our happiness. I pulled my love's hands when she stood dazed. We couldn't stay here. Let's go. Her hand had no strength in it. It was like a broken doll's. She had lost the light in her eyes. What was she feeling? What world was in her eyes? Was she standing in a chasm of despair? It wasn't just her who was in pain. I was in pieces. I was frustrated and angry to the point I might just have lost myself. I shrunk up the whole time my mother had been yelling. I couldn't say a word. I couldn't interrupt her. If I disobeyed my mother, I didn't know what would happen. I would be beat senseless. I was taught that from an early age. Now getting into your sad, depressing backstory, we should have started off with that, not gonna lie, man. It had always been that way. If I didn't listen to her, I'd get it. That fear was so deep inside my body. I remembered it all. You have shown yourself to be perfectly capable of beating people to death. It is... I don't know, man. I think equal rights, equal fights. Of course, it is Japan, so it might not work that way. I'd talk to her tomorrow. So wait for me. Let's marry for sure. No, we will. My love was expressionless as I spoke to her. She did not shed a tear, as if she had lost all emotion. She was frozen. She was deciding when to disappear when I wasn't looking. She wouldn't be seen by anyone. Before her heart could break further, to protect herself, it was clear that the thought she should die was circling her mind. Bruh, you didn't tell her that your mother was a bitch? That might help, you know? Also, thumbnail material? I was once asked, why do you always paint dark things? She finally spoke when we were in bed. She spoke without a preamble, averting her eyes from mine, as if she was telling the story. I didn't want to accept it, but I knew, somehow, that I couldn't be happy. You and that pink-haired girl would get along. You both have the exact same demeanor. I was hugging my unhappiness tightly to myself all this time. Oh, to be fair though, you don't get off on it, so that's why nobody will let me be happy. Because I'm damaged goods. But it's all my fault. The fact that I thought I'd overcome all this hurt and live on too. Meeting you and having you try to heal my wounds. And believing you. The one who chosen all of that was me. Don't say that. Please don't. I just wanted to be happy. So why? I'm an idiot. There's no way I could find happiness. Damaged goods like me should just stay unhappy. Everything we built up would collapse. Clattering down ruthlessly. Had it been pointless from the start? Had our efforts meant nothing? My love and I fell asleep, tears brimming in our eyes. I wanted that nightmare of a night to end already. I held my love's hands, thinking this. I gathered her shaking body in my arms, so she couldn't run away. If I was with her, that was all I needed. I needed just that. It was all I needed to feel happy. I felt fortunate. The smile on her face that had surfaced, overcoming an ocean of despair. Because we'd overcome so much pain, there was only up. There would be no more sorrow. But that wish of mine didn't come true. That morning I would experience all the pain my life had to offer. When I woke, the woman I had fallen asleep with was no longer there. In its place there was... I was sick. Like, I was gonna say, like, you know, at least there wasn't a bloody corpse there, but that may be the case. Oh. An open window. We're on the first floor, right? The white curtain shook in the wind. There was no tomorrow for us. Can't stand this. Stop it already. It hurt too much to remember it all. I didn't see a smile ever again. Well, you know what? At least this time, you can't. You know, compared to everyone else. Actually, I was gonna say everyone else, like, directly had a hand in there. You know, their demise, their sin. I guess Lilith kind of... Well, she directly had a hand. Tomorrow wasn't enough. She didn't have tomorrow. It wasn't enough. I'd been too late. I hadn't held on to her tight enough. I let go of her. Oh yeah, she's dead. I killed her! Okay. If I had protected her properly when I was with my mother, if I had showed her that I was her sole ally, I knew it. I knew that regret would bring anything back. But it wasn't that easy. I couldn't act against my mother. I could only listen to her. I was a pitiful kid who was puppeteered by his mother. I couldn't speak my mind in front of her. I promised to protect my love, but in the end I was garbage that would only watch things unfold. It's a problem too. She's after your money? What proof did she have? I was born poor, and I didn't have an impressive job. I was scalping my paycheck to paycheck. I couldn't even have... Why didn't we start off with the sob story? Well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't refer to it as that. It's not. But it feels like we should have started off with this. It would have given a lot of good context. What plus would she have by choosing such a poor man? Why would she have chosen love over money? I was put aback by how my mother could assume that she was after my wallet. Well, all that she had fooled me. My mother knew best that we were poor, that my family held no value. In the end, all she wanted to do was sling insult to my love. She was jealous that her son had been taken away by some unknown girl. That was why. That was it. It was true that my mother had given birth to me. If I didn't have my mother, I wouldn't be here. And I was grateful that she had raised me. But it was out of the ordinary for her to control my life. I had a choice in this. I would do what I wanted. Yet I couldn't say anything at the time. No. It was because I'd been raised up to fight back against my mother. I wasn't able to do what I should have done. Did I? Oh, I remember. Yeah, I edited out the hands for that thumbnail. I think. I couldn't fight back. If I fought back, I'd be met with violence. I'd get beaten up. I didn't want to hurt. I didn't want to. It was the same as training an animal. It was one of those animals you'd line up to see at the circus. Oh, I see. I had been controlled by her since I was a kid. I'd been in a cage since the beginning. I had been cursed to be unable to protect what was important to me when I needed to. But in the end, the one who hadn't chosen to break the prison and leave me was me. Because I was a weakling. Because I had no backbone. My love had nearly recovered from her wounds. Those wounds had been opened up again, blood pouring from them. She was supposed to walk side by side with me to find happiness. And yet, it ended it all. See my Lilith and Soyo too. That's right. I looked away from my own sins while judging theirs. I was a conceited moron. That is true. I told her that murderers want to be forgiven. That I told her to stop her desires. That I told another to feel ashamed for her lack of responsibility. I rejected each and every last one of them for their sins. Who was at fault here? It was me. I was the only one. What was my sin? The sin of being a puss. The 8th deadly sin. In a garden where white petals danced in the wind, she stood. Her long white hair was blown in the wind. Her color. That one word caused her to turn around. Welcome home, Shivu. She smiled as if she'd been waiting for me. She had on a refreshing expression that looked as if she could forgive anything. So did I actually, kill her? Or did I metaphorically kill her? Because it looked like I killed her. Like, bare knuckles, grab you by the throat, choke you the fuck out. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You remembered your past, I see. But I don't hold you to it. I couldn't protect you. I killed you. You are not responsible. You are guiltless. You did not cause my death. Okay, good. I didn't actually kill her. No, I practically killed Connor myself. I need to be punished for my crimes. I remembered it all. The sin I had committed. I thought I should apologize to you. Also, thumbnail material. I was being unfair. This was something I couldn't change. There was something frustrating to the point that I wanted to look away. I'm actually gonna try to get a better, sometimes petals, all that jazz. I was repenting for that after all this time, looking to her for forgiveness. Hi. I love you no matter what, Shivu. That won't change even when I'm gone. I believe I told you that night. I'm sorry, I just...
Didn't you hear me tell you? This is a place where you're cleansed of all sins.
What is this? And why is it a fucking bop? This is like boss music. Shut the fuck up, Akana. This is dope. The fuck you need to go so hard for? My god. That electric guitar. I can't. Damn. I feel like I should be fighting you or something.
This is a place where we're cleansed of all sins. We've already passed away, so we have nothing to our name. There are no criminals or victims. There are no sins or punishments here.
Can you kill Yikamaru anyway?
And also, you have yet to realize your true sin. Your sin is that you killed yourself by your own hand. You chose to take your own life.
I assumed as much.
You thought that if you died, you would be at ease. That you would see me in your next life. That you would be with me together in heaven. Did you not dream of such a thing? But if you're not with me, what reason is there to live? The world is too cruel for me to live on my own. I wanted you to stay by my side, Akana. I can't live without you. You are a fool, Shiro. You were the biggest fool of them all. You did the same thing I did.
Okay, so you can't call me a fool. You can't. You did too.
Couldn't we do things? Here, just the two of us. Things are peaceful here. Nobody could stop us. We'd always be together, couldn't we? We cannot do that, Shiro.
Seriously though, what the hell is with this track?
Reality is not so kind. We have not gone to heaven. There's but one place we could have reached. Those who have ended their own lives go to hell. They must recognize their own mistake, accept their death, and disappear without a trace.
What is this? This is awesome. What the hell? Okay.
And thus fall into hell to suffer for many years onward. They must accept to be burned by hell's fire until their souls are cleansed and purified. This is the world of the afterlife. We currently stand on the boundary life between life and death. This is the miracle we have been granted. The final hours granted to us.
I don't want that. I finally saw you again, Hanukkah. Hanukkah. Huh.
We have no choice but to accept it. Hell is where sinners must go.
Can I please let me hear it once? I'm sorry for muting you this entire time.
This is why we must feel grateful that we meet again in this place. Even if for just a moment, we are able to talk once more. This was the final miracle bestowed upon us by God.
I thought you just could turn the exposure up. That would have been funny. So wait, this game was just eat shit and then you burn for eternity?
I saw a sky glittering in the colors of a rainbow. There was a scenic white garden surrounded by a cropping of trees. I was there, alone with Hanukkah. Hanukkah? What a pretty color. She whispered that under her breath. She was calm.
Very much so. It's been like an hour, right? Ooh, an hour 20. I might have split this into 3.
A wind blew past and Hanukkah's hair swayed with it. The sweet smell of flowers pricked my nose. She continued to look at the sky, paying not a glance to me. I raised my eyes upwards once more. There was no sun above us, no moon, no stars. You know what would be really funny? It would be goddamn hilarious. So sometimes, occasionally, my video recording, because what you see is what I do is I record on 2 tabs. One for, game audio, one for this. And yeah, I have a default wallpaper. Shut the fuck up. Sometimes one of those tracks are corrupt or just like not show up at all. It is the most painful thing ever. It's a sky shown, glittering in many hues. Could have painted the earth.
It was too brilliant for the naked eye. It was the first time I had seen such a color in my life. I suppose I won't ever see it again. During the time I had forgotten to breathe, Hanukkah spoke. Yes, this would be the last. We wouldn't be looking up to the sky again. This was the very last time. This girl and I wouldn't be hand in hand ever again. Oh, okay, yeah, this is it. This is thumbnail material. But you're fine with that, I see. Hanukkah smiled gently. Hanukkah, this world will soon come to a close. You and I will both fade. We will remember our sins, forgive them, and disappear. And burn! Don't forget the burn! The vivid green of those eyes looked at me alone. I looked to her as my response. There was a silver band on the ring finger of her right hand. It was what I had given to Hanukkah. A symbol of lovers. It shone in 7 colors, reflecting the light from the sky. The same way Hanukkah named herself Vanilla. Our love, it was everlasting. It was natural we would meet again, earning a second life in this world. Isn't that right? No, don't say any more. Won't be able to keep that promise. Hanukkah laughed when she saw my troubled face at being interrupted, having been struggling to hold back the tears. I held her gaze. The sin is that we took our own lives. It is for that reason we may not be reborn so easily. But I believe. So please, grant the wish that you couldn't before, Shivu. I mean, technically, you are reborn. Kinda. Worlds in 4 AM was weird. Hanukkah reached out her right hand and said that. You understand, don't you? I have but one wish. There was only one meaning behind those words. I nodded and took her hand. I took the band from her right ring finger and closed my eyes slightly. This love wasn't some game. I wasn't playing around, and I had no hidden motivations to speak of. I loved Hanukkah from the bottom of my heart. I truly loved her with all I had, with the purest intentions. Hanukkah loved me as well. That was why I wanted to be together forever. I wanted her to be by my side. By the way, if I sound off, do you guys my nose is gone stuffy for no fucking reason? That coupled with a cough, annoying as hell. I thought that we would live together forever. I thought we'd continue to walk together, a happy and bright path dyed in light. There would be pain and there would be sadness. But it was us two and we would be fine. We would fight through it. We would have children, we'd look after them warmly together. Hanukkah would forget her past and learn to laugh from the bottom of her heart. It was supposed to be that way, and yet, why did it go like this? 'Cause your mother's a bitch. A tear trailed down my cheek. Yes, our relationship wasn't accepted. Our future was cut off with ease. She jumped from the window and I followed her footsteps. We were meant to be happy. All humans deserve happiness. I took Hanukkah's left hand and put the silver band on her ring finger. Tears dripped down my face. Still, she smiled, because it was our last moment together. Our very last. I wanted to show her a smile, so I forced one on my face. Shiru, there's that awkward smile again. She laughed, seeing my face drenched in tears. I couldn't hold back my weeping. Tears flowed from me like a river without showing signs of stopping. Shiru? Hanukkah showed me the brightest smile she had and said this. Thank you for loving a damaged good like me. I love you. Goodbye. Please just reduce her opacity. That'd be funny. Ah. Truant, everlasting. Well, that was the game. We're gonna get credits. We're gonna get credits, and I'm sure they're good credits. I didn't mute my mic, did I? Oh, thank goodness. I did for a second when I was coughing for a long period. Oh my, that is. Now I have voices?
真っ白な花が咲き乱れた。それは命なき花園。生と死とその狭間で、あなたは死に気づきましたか？
Oh, totally.
己の罪と罰。
What?
見たこともない光の花園。
Anywho's.
そこに横たわる自分
Because we're talking over you.
もう遅い。
But, what are my thoughts? What are my
あなたは
thoughts?
死に気づきましたか？
You know, I do like...
あなたの帰る場所はないと。
Shut the fuck up, Hanukkah. Shut the fuck up.
もう帰る場所がないこと。
God damn it, how dare you. I'm sure this would be really impactful if I knew how to speak Japanese. Maybe it would be, maybe it wouldn't be. What the hell? A main character that's well rendered? This is unheard of. Anywho's. Also, seriously though, what the? This is really nice looking. Actually, I'm part of the fan club now. It's kind of cool. Sharon is like selling commissions for $100 each, and it would be nice for like, you know, a profile pic. But damn, I'd have to think really hard to justify that purchase. Is this community tile screen? Thank you for playing. You're welcome. Anyway, as I was saying before about the actual game itself. So here's the thing. I think the story worked well, you know, between the three characters. Animation. It happens every now and then. Wow. Anyway, last time that happened, Gil got hit by a train. I just want to say that. Anyway, as I was saying, we're gonna bam, bop, boop. Bam, bop, boop. Oh, it's a good title screen. Anyway, so that was Vanilla Garden of Judgment. I kept saying. So as I was saying, I think this worked really well, you know, with the three characters. I don't know if Vanilla's love story was, you know, the Vanilla love story was played out as well as it could have been. I feel like, and this happens a lot with Charon, like, really important situations. You know, what you're supposed to care about, that kind of happens at the very end. Now, don't get me wrong, we have hints, we have the hand-holding shit and stuff, but I don't know. Also, I just realized everyone here is now burning in hell. Like, everyone here. And they're going to be stuck there for a while. Apparently. But as I was saying, I feel like for a future challenge game, if they really wanted to go, you know, deep on, you know, and make you care about the relationship, they should start it off a bit earlier. And who knows, like, you know, the fact that we know that we're dead, that, you know, she's dead, that doesn't really even, like, wouldn't even diminish it. Because if you remember my Opus Echo Star song playthrough, I cried like a fucking baby. I would put my teary face up on the screen, but I don't want to download that video and do all that shebang. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't even know what to say. It's hard to say, you know? But I did like this game. I don't think it's my favorite. Don't get me wrong. My favorite is probably still somewhere between Psycho and... Really, my favorite channel games is the ones where I could be a massive hater. That's my prime element, just hating. And it's really hard to hate on these guys. And not because, you know, they're not doing bad shit. Some of them are doing bad shit, like LaFette. What the fuck? But am I really gonna go on a rant about a rape victim? Is that what I'm gonna do? Is that what I'm doing now? I don't think I could bring myself to talk about Sawyer that way. Well, Seema, I think. And Sawyer too. I would just be an asshole. I mean, I am an asshole. It's kind of like my entire fucking personality. At least on YouTube. Not that that's intentional. I just, from comments, not negative comments, you know. Like, I don't know. I'm very bitchy towards these characters. That's what I am. I'm bitchy. I'm not an asshole. I'm just very bitchy. I won't let shit go. Anyway, though, I'll see you guys next time. And bye.